everyone, so I am Kanvi and today I am going to be taking you through the Diksha app. The whole idea behind this session is to just make you comfortable with the entire application, and there might be some questions which we are not able to address at this point, but we are available to listen to all of your doubts and we'll make sure that we address any concerns that you have. So how this class is going to look like, in the beginning I'm going to be talking about the how do you your account on Diksha app, how to get, and we'll be moving on to exploring their library feature. Then how do you access the trainings, how do you search for different trainings, and also there are some other smaller features also which I'll be talking about. I'll be also mentioning how can you manage your profile on the Diksha application so that all the filters that you have put up, they remain intact. So let's get started. I will be pausing after almost every feature, and at that time I'll be addressing all the questions that Raisa puts across, and so please feel free to ask as many questions as you want in the chat window. All right, so let me just start. All right, this is what the Diksha platform looks like. What .gov.in. Raisa will put up that link in the chat over there itself, and also I'm comfortable with Chrome, and that's why I started from here. Could be using a different browser as well. If you are more comfortable with Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer, or if you use that Mini Opera, then it will work on all of those platforms. So don't worry. Just remember this link, that is diksha.gov.in, to just download the application. It's very simple. You just need to go to the Play Store and download the application. This is what the logo looks like. On the top left, if you can see, this is exactly what to look for in the Play Store, and you can download the application. So let's get started. On the top right corner, I can see the option to explore content. So I'm just going to look at that. And I've entered my platform. Now I'll just let you know that in this Diksha application, together content from various different sources. So I'll be talking more about that in the rest of the segments. Started, it's very important that you create an account. Otherwise, limited content. You can only see this much, but if you log in, will be able to see more content. My internet connection, I think, is unstable. Are you guys able to hear me? And address, I can either log in from here if I already have an account, or I can just log in from Google if I already have an account. But since I'm going to create an account from scratch, so I'm just going to click on register here. And this is how I'm going to create my account. So my full name, I can just write whatever it is. Then I can either give them my email address or my mobile number. For this video, I'm just going to stick to my email address. So I'll just, my email address is, and then I can set whatever password I want. Just make sure that it follows these rules that they've written, that it has 8 characters and it has a combination of numbers in it. The letters are uppercase and lowercase, that is like capital letters should also be there, and there should be some special character. So I'm just going to write any random password that I can think of, and I'll type the same thing. And I'll click on I understand. Okay, I've entered the incorrect password. So my passwords are not matching. So let me just do that again. And I'm going to click on I understand and register. Now they've sent an email open over here. So I'll just go to that and I'll try to find the, I might have pressed it once. and there is this OTP. As you can see, my email address is verified, and I just need to now log in. I'll enter the email address that I used to create my account, and I'll enter the password that I used. And log in. Now, I'm being given some of the features over here, which are board, medium, class, subject. I'm going to select all of these features, but just keep in mind that you are free to change these later also. So don't worry that, okay, what do I fill? Will I be able to change them later? It's completely fine to change them later. So don't worry about it. So I'm going to just select Maharashtra board for now. You can select whichever name you want. Then medium, I'm going to keep it English. Class, to keep it 10th. And Maharashtra boards, English medium, 10th grade content over here. So now this is how basically you get started, how you create an account. On your phone also, the features would exactly be the same. There's not going to be any difference in the phone also, just that you don't have to go to diksha.gov.in, you just have to download the app and do the exact same thing. All right. Also, if you guys want to know more about the phone application, we have created tutorials for that on our YouTube channel. So you can go and check that out. The phone platform and the desktop, they are almost similar with very minute differences. So even if you are comfortable, even if you become comfortable with the desktop version, it's fine. You will be able to use the phone version also very easily after that. All right. So let's get started. Firstly, I'm going to talk about this library feature. So it's already selected for me. If it isn't for you, you guys can just go and click over there. So let's start by learning about these filters that you can put up. So I already am in the Maharashtra board. If you want to change it, you can just make it whatever you want. If you want it CBSE, you can change it to CBSE and you will get content which is relevant for CBSE. Similarly, you can change the medium over here. Similarly, you can change the class over here. For me, I'm just keeping all of these filters to be exactly the same. Now, let's look at what are the different content areas that we can find over here. As you can see, they have some courses, some things for co-curriculars. Then there are things for defense. Then there are things for English, history, and they are classified according to their subjects all over here. So you can get started with whatever you want. So I'm going to start with, let's say, mathematics. I'll just click on that. And over here, I can see all the chapters which the 10th grade Maths 1 has. So linear equations, quadratic, and all of that. In your phone, this might look a little different because in that they just ask you another, in a different manner to select chapter. So you might have to just go and select chapter, but don't worry about it. The content is the same. So if you just fiddle around a little bit with the phone also, you will be able to see everything. I find desktop version more easy to use, but phone is also the same. So let's just click on one of the content areas. And over here, I can see that in linear equations, so they have two videos. Now, how do I know that these are videos? That's because there are two, this symbol, it stands for the video symbol. Similarly, if let's say I go to statistics, as you can see, there are 3 videos which I can learn from this symbol, but they also have this symbol, which means that it is a presentation. So to get us started, I'll start with one of the videos. So let's just click on this one. Now, as you can see, my content is getting loaded. And since I want to just pause this video, so it is already paused for me, right? So let me tell you a few things that you can do with this video. First is, how do you increase or decrease the volume? I have put it on mute. You can unmute it, increase or decrease the volume. Similarly, if you want the captions, that is when they are speaking, if you are not able to understand the accent sometimes, then you can just switch on the captions. And whatever they speak, you will be able to see at the bottom. So if this video is playing, and now since I have switched on the caption, I can see what they are saying, right? I put it on mute so you can't hear it. But if I switch off the captions, I can't hear what they're saying, right? I can't read what they're saying. Similarly, if I want it to be full screen, I'll just click over here. And there are some other settings which you can do with the video. which is you can change the quality, you can change the playback speed. By playback speed, it means that if you want the video to be slower, then you can just put it to 0.75 and it will become slower. If you want it to be faster, you can choose any of these speeds and the video will become faster. Similarly, what are some of the other settings? So for example, if you want subtitles, since I have them, I have switched them off, but if you want them in some other language also, you can get it. If you want to learn in any other language that you're comfortable with, you might be able to find it. You might not be able to find Indian languages, but like international languages are mostly there. Then one more thing that you can do is with the quality. If your internet connection is not very great, then you might not be able to run it at 720p. It's generally at auto, that it adjusts according to your internet bandwidth. But if you feel that your internet connection is very poor and you don't want it to run at higher quality, you can just keep it at 240p. So if I do it 240p, you can see that the video quality has decreased. Now the things have become a little blurred. So these are some of the things that you can do with the video content. From here, you can go to previous, you can go to the next lesson as well. Now, what you can do also is you can share it with whosoever you want. So if I click on share, as you can see, they have copied the link. So I have copied the link. Now, if I want to email it to someone, I can go to my email compose and send it. One other very good way of using this link would be if you are on Google Classroom. So let me just show you how to do it on Google Classroom. If I go to, okay, let me start from the, if I go to classroom.google.com. So you can, since I've already started with Google Classroom, so I can see these classes that I have. So I can just click on any one of them. I'll go to classwork and I'll go and create material. I'll just write whatever it is. If it is a presentation video on statistics, whatever it is, I can add description if I want. Then I can click on add link and just right click and paste and add link. And this is done. Then I can change other settings and post. I understand that you might not be very comfortable with Google Classroom. We have been taking classes on Google Classroom with Raisa for the past 1 week. And fortunately, we are having one more tomorrow itself. So if you want to join that, let us know. Raisa can share the link for the sign-ups. You can find it on our website also. But if you want to learn Google Classroom also, this is one way of doing that. All right. Coming back to Diksha. Now we have understood the video content. I'll also talk to you about the presentation content. So as you remember, I'm in a chapter. I'm in a math standard 10 part 1. And now let me show you a presentation also. Now they're asking me if I want to rate something. It's totally on you. If you want to rate it a 4, 5, whatever you can. If you don't want to do it, just close it. And it's done, right? So now this is what a presentation looks like. You can just use the arrows to go forward and just look at the presentation. Now, as a teacher, how you can use this presentation is, one way is that once the schools reopen and you want to use this, if you have a projector in your classroom and you like this presentation, you can simply do whatever I've done so far and just project it for your students and just take the class with it. And they have broken it down very well and everything is there. If right now you want to use it and you are taking virtual classes or online classes for your students, you can it's very easy to just share your screen. You can do it on Zoom, you can do it on Google Meet also, you can do it on Skype. It's very easy to share your screen and then just start teaching by using this presentation. That's the second way. Then the third way is what I already showed to you. That is, you can go, if you are using Google Classroom, then you can just go to Google Classroom and paste the link over there and it will get assigned to students. These are some of the ways in which you can do that. If you do not have any of these resources, that is, you don't have the projector, you are not taking online classes, you're not in Google Classroom, that's fine. you can still use this resource. The only thing that you need to do is basically how you can do is you can at least get an idea of how they have structured the lesson. So for me, for example, if I have this presentation, I don't have to think about it. Okay, when am I going to do the group discussion? How do I do that? How do I teach that? It can be a very good resource to just get ideas about the lesson also. Even that would be a very good way to use it. So these are some of the ways in which you can explore the library option. Let me come back to the home page. So for the home page, you just have to click over here at the top left. If you can see, when I click on it, I'll come on the home page, and this is where I am. Okay. So I've told you about library, and we have explored all of these things. One last thing to do in library is also how do you search things in the library. So let me just tell you that you have to be in the library to be searching in the library. If you are in trainings and searching, you will get different content. So if you're in library and I want to look for a lesson plan, so I'll just type lesson plan and search. Now, one very important thing to note over here is that the filters are gone. So you are going to have to put the filters again over here, right? And this is what the filter symbol looks like. That is this funnel kind of a thing. In your phones, the filter symbol might be a little difficult to find. It's generally like next to the search bar over here somewhere. You can see the filter option. I'll just show you what the symbol looks like. This is what the filter symbol will look like. So if you click on that, you will be able to put filters in phone also. So don't worry that how do I sort these things out, right? Now I've come over here and I can find a lot of lesson plans, and I just wrote lesson plan. And I can put filters over here if I select board, but you have to put everything from scratch again. So Maharashtra board, then I want English medium content, then whatever grade you want, grade 2, and I can select the subject also if I want. Then everything is pretty simple from there. It's very similar to what we've already done. You just click on that and you can find whatever is there. Similarly, you have the share option. You can also, like, you can take notes and you can read the description. You can read whatever, who has created it and all of that. So, and this is your lesson plan. One good thing about some of the documents is that you can download them. So this symbol is for the downloading. So if I click on download, and they have opened in my laptop, I can save it wherever I want. I just have to click on save and it will get saved. So this is one way of getting things from Diksha, and which you can later use offline also. So I'm just going to take a pause over here.
Thank you so much, Kanvi, for that segment. We have a ton of questions coming in. Thank you so much, participants, for asking all of these questions. Please keep them coming. We will be addressing them in our breaks. So the first question that we received, Kanvi, was what is login by state system? So if you could take our participants through that.
Yes. Sure. So what, okay, let me just, what I can do is just give me a second. I'll just log myself out and then I can show you what is the login by state. So basically the login by state is for certain states, which are like 4 states, you will be given credentials from your schools or whatever, and only those people can use those credentials. So let me just show you. Okay, just give me a second. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So when I go to login, let me just show you what happens when you go to the state system. Yeah. So when I click on login with state system, see, now you have to just select your state. So let's say if I'm a Chhattisgarh teacher, so I'll just click on submit. And over here now, these things, they will be given to only those state teachers. So you will have to approach either your principal or your other school staff to get these credentials. So these are only for those schools. Yeah, I hope that helps.
Thank you so much for answering that, Kanvi. Our next question is which all curriculum are covered in Diksha app?
Okay, so what I can do is I can just show you what are the different curriculum over there. As per my understanding, they have all the states and they have CBSE and CRT as well. We can check out if they have ICSC or not. Just give me a minute to do that. I'm just logging back into my own account.
Kanvi, can you also check if IGCSE is available?
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
Over here, as you can see, let's just see what are the different things that we have over here. So see, these are, sorry, yeah. So all the states are there. Then we can see CBSE. So, so yeah, ICSC and nothing else is there. The state boards and CBSE is there. Thank you for asking that question. That's actually a very good question. I did not think of that.
Okay, the next question that we have is, do we have content for primary classes for private schools?
Yes, so I think like for private schools also you might be affiliated to some curriculum, right? So if you can find that curriculum over here, let's say if you are following Maharashtra board curriculum or whatever curriculum you're following, and then you go to class 1. So for example, if I go to class 1, I can find content for my class. Similarly for class 2, class 3. So they do have content for all the grades. Yes, the amount of content may vary. So for example, for class 10 or 9th, I was able to see a lot more. As you can see, they have co-curriculars, defense, and a lot of content. But for class 1, the content is limited. So I think they are still, they are also like building this platform. I'll be sharing later about how you can also contribute to building this platform. But it's still, the content might be just a little limited.
Thank you so much for answering that, Kanvi. Our next question is that in case of accountancy, one of our teachers could only find exemplar questions. So can they find content of a particular topic on Diksha app?
Yes, sure. So I think what you can do is just if you are in library, you can just search for what you want. So for example, if I want content on uh, photosynthesis, so let me just see, let's just see what happens if I click on search. Now I'm getting to see all the content that is there for photosynthesis. Just remember that there are no filters at this point. It is possible that if I put the filter for Maharashtra board or any other board, the content will get reduced. But if you're not worried about the curriculum or like the board that they're following and you only want the topic, so I don't think it doesn't make sense for you to put that filter also. You can explore content from other boards and still get what you want.
Thank you so much. I think that answers that question. Our next question, I think you have covered it, but I'll just take it up once again. Can we download a section, chapter, video, or a lesson and send it to a student on WhatsApp and get them to view the same and then possibly get back with doubts? So I think you have taken this question up when you were showing us how to share it on Google Classroom. I think similarly we can share it on other platforms as well, is my understanding.
Yes, you can share it across other platforms, but if you feel that, so what happens is that when you share something, they just get a link and then they have to click on it and they might get lost. If they get a very repository of a lot of things, they might just get lost. So if you want to download a part of something and then send it to it, like for very few things you can do that. So for example, the documents can be downloaded, right? Some of the videos can be downloaded, but not all of them. So
So Kanvi, these videos and documents that you download, does it get saved onto your device, that is your computer or your mobile phone, or is it saved onto the Diksha app?
Great question. So see, for your laptop or your desktop, it will get saved on your device when you download it, right? And then you can do whatever you want with it. But for your phone, it will get downloaded. There's a separate tab for download section, and it will get stored on the application itself. If you have, let's say you play a video, you have watched it completely, it will automatically go to your download section on your Diksha app on your mobile phone. Now, even if you switch off the internet, you will be able to see it again. The only catch is that you should have seen the entire video. Similarly, for documents, if you have seen the entire document, it will automatically go to your downloads tab on your mobile phone in the Diksha app. Now, even if you switch off the internet, you will be able to find it in the downloads tab on the application.
Thank you so much, Kanvi, for answering that. Another question, I will just club two questions right now. Can we share these via Zoom application as well as Microsoft Teams?
So I haven't checked Microsoft Teams, but I can say about Zoom for sure. Why not? So, for example, I can just try to do that. So, for example, if I am trying to share this thing, I'll just click on share. I have the link. Now, if I can, let me try to share it with you guys since we are in a Zoom call. So I just have to do, I'll just come to my call and I'll come to the chat. Let me just give me a second. Okay, wait. Yeah. So if I come back to the chat and I paste it, yeah, and I send the link to all of you. So you can share it on Zoom also.
All right. Thank you so much for answering that, Kanvi. I have another interesting question. Can anyone log in irrespective of the board? Is Diksha app open to anybody for logging in?
All right. So are you asking, okay, so I think the question is that if they can log in without entering the board. So I'm not sure about that. I think they do ask you to, like, it is a mandatory question for you to select the board, but any board and just select anything randomly and you will be able to sign in, and then inside you will be able to find the content that you want. So it doesn't matter, it's fine. Yeah.
Also, we have tried to log in. So I do not come from any particular board, but I have tried to log into Diksha because I wanted to access some of their trainings. So I think that anybody with an email address can log into Diksha app, if that's the question that was asked.
Yeah.
All right, moving over to our next question. Do we have topics for English grammar, or are they only there for literature?
No, so they do have content for English grammar. Let me just show you. Actually, it's right here. So let's say I am in Maharashtra Board English Medium grade 10. So they will have content for English grammar also. So since this is Urdu medium, let's just check out this one. So over here, you can actually find only this content. So it totally actually depends on your grade and your medium that you have selected, and the board that you have selected. As I said that they are building the platform. So you will have to try it out. Like there's no general answer for that. Do they have content or not? But I definitely have seen content. So over here, as you can see, for the Urdu medium, they do have content on English grammar. Actually, this is also English itself. So nouns they have, pronouns they have. So it is there. Yeah.
I think this also answers Mr. Anil's question about can we find videos of NCRT English subject. So I think that if the content is being put up on the platform, then you will be able to find it. Isn't that correct, Kanvi?
Yes. Yes. So if you go to just CBSE, and I'm sure like over here, sorry, the filter is there. Yeah. So over here you can find content for from NCRT also and relevant to that board. And yeah.
Okay. One last question, I think. Do students have to create login ID to see the video link that we share?
I am not sure about that. That's a very good question. Let me get back to you on that. Uh, I think they will have to. I don't think there's any way for them to do it without that.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think those were all our questions. Let me just have a look once again. Thank you so much, participants, for engaging. A lot of great questions, and I can also see that some participants are helping others answer their questions. That's really, really great. Here is where we see a lot of collaboration. Thank you once again. Keep those questions coming. We will take them in the next break. All right, Kanvi, over to you once again.
So you guys are able to see my screen, right? Okay. All right. So we have already done the library option. So now I'm going to go to the trainings part. So let's go to trainings. Now in trainings, as you can see, there are different filters, and these are actually different from the filters that we had put in the library section. They are different, and you can do whatever you want. And over here, you will find some trainings which are open for enrollment. Then there are some trainings which have been put up new. So for this video, let me just try to put any kind of filter. So if I want to do a training on, let's say, social science, any of the filters, and I just want the medium to be English, and I'll click on submit. So as you can see, oh, I'm so sorry, just give me a second. Yeah, are you able to see my screen, right? Okay, so since they do not have any training for history and in this medium, so I'll have to change my topic. So let me just remove this. I'm done, and I'll just submit. Now over here, it's just getting the details. Yeah. Now, as you can see, these are all the trainings that I can do. So for example, let's say I want to do this basics of COVID-19 training over here. Now, let me just show you some of the things that you should look at when you are exploring these trainings. So one is the training information. For this training, they haven't written any description. Generally, you will find some description written so that you just get to know what's there in the training. Then you can look at the training modules that are there, different parts of the training. If I click on one of them, now from this symbol, you can see that it is a document. These are videos. Then there's another one document. Now, since I've not joined this training, even if I click on this or this, it won't get played. I can only see the names of these trainings. Similarly, for all the other modules as well. Next thing that you should look at is the batches over here, which is if they have ongoing batches or do they have upcoming batches. So ongoing batches are, which is you don't have to wait for them to start anything. It's just, these are just ongoing batches. For example, it started in 5th April and they are still going. So if you click on join training, you will be ready to get started. Sometimes they have not started this training. So then you'll have to go to upcoming and you can see what are the batches. Since they have ongoing batches, they haven't put anything in the ongoing thing, right? Right. It also depends on your internet. Yeah, as you can see, I've got the ongoing batches again. Next thing that you should look at is the curriculum. So over here, as you can see, they have summarized everything, right? So they have 3 PDF contents, which means that there will be 3 documents which I'll be reading. One ECML archives, which means that there's going to be 1 presentation, and then there are 12 videos. So it just gives you an idea of, okay, what exactly is going to be in this training. So there can be trainings in which you'll have only 1 video. And after that, you're done with the training. So if you are someone who's looking for very short trainings, then you can just opt for those. Then you can also look at who has created those trainings, right? As you get familiar with the platform, you might be able to identify the creators. And then later it might happen that, okay, the trainings by, let's say the trainings that are created by CBSE, I like them more. Or trainings which are created by Mitra, I like them more. So maybe you'll want to explore them further. It's totally on you. So let's say I want to do this training. So I'm just going to click on join training. One other thing that I forgot to mention is that you can also look at the ratings of the training. So out of 5 stars, people have given it 4 stars. So it will also just give you an understanding of what has been the response to the training. So now I want to join it. So I'll just click on join and join training. Now the training has started and the content is getting loaded. So for now, I'm just going, this is the first document that we looked at, right? And if I want, I can even download it and do the exact same thing that I was telling you about. Now, right now, we don't have time to do the entire training. So just give me a moment before I can show you how will you get the certification or the acknowledgement. How does that look like? Just give me a moment to show you that. I'm just logging in from my other account in which I have done a few trainings. So I'll just be able to show you what it looks like once you have done a training. So as you can see, I've come to my account. Now, if I want to look at the trainings that I've done, I'll click on this top, the logo on the top right, with where K is written, because those are my initials, and I'll go to profile. Now, over here at the bottom, I can see the trainings that I've attended. So these are the trainings that I've done, Prakriti, Nirikshan, and COVID awareness. So in your profile also, after you're done with trainings, all the trainings will get listed over here. I could not show you in my previous account because it would have taken me time to do the training, right? So I'm just going to pause over here so that you guys can ask me as many questions as you want.
Thank you so much, Kanvi, for another informative section. We don't have many questions. One, I think you have already covered, that is, do we receive a certificate of any kind once we complete a course?
Yes. So basically, see, you will get that acknowledgement which I just showed in the profile section at the bottom for sure for all of the trainings. So as far as I know, there are some trainings for which you might get a certificate which is downloadable and everything. But as I have explored a lot of trainings, but I did not find any such training in which I knew that, okay, I'm going to get a certificate at the end. But just the way to get the certificate would be exactly same. Like you go to the profile and where you were seeing all your trainings, next to that you'll be able to see the certificate also.
All right, thank you so much, Kanvi. One more, not question, basically a clarification or a doubt by one of our teachers from Telangana. She says that I'm not able to find my syllabus in the Diksha app. I'm unsure if her syllabus is an ICSE syllabus, because if it's ICSE, IGCSE, we will not, I don't think that Diksha currently has those uploaded. But can you please check for Telangana state if there is?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it is there, state Telangana. Maybe what sometimes, okay. So yeah, so what they've written is that board is adding books. So they've not created the content for that. Let me check in other mediums. So yeah, there's nothing in Telugu medium and Urdu medium. I can check across classes also. Okay, so for some of the class there is, like for Urdu medium class 1, they have put up something. Yeah, but it's not available for everything. They are right. It might take some time.
Thank you so much for answering that. I think that we'll have to wait for more content to be published, but in the meantime, you can explore content from other boards as well. All right. One of our teachers wants us to take them through the library once again. Can you please show how to go over to the library?
Yeah, sure. So if you are on the home page and you click on the library at the top right, and this is what the library looks like. And if you want to put just filters, you can change the filter from here, and then you can change the medium, you can change the class. And as you can see now, when I change the class, the content will get changed. I hope that helps.
All right. We have more questions coming up. So one of the question is the duration different for different programs or training?
Okay. Raisa, so just give me just give me a moment. I do feel that this meeting is again going to pause for a second or stop. So what I'm going to do is, I'll just request all the participants to stay in the meeting if this meeting gets disrupted, and we will join back. So please don't leave it if it gets disrupted. I do think that it will get stopped in like next 10-20 seconds. Yeah. Okay, so about the duration of the trainings, yes, the duration is definitely different. If you go to the trainings and if you look at any of the training, you will be able to see what they. So, as I was sharing that the duration of the training, right? So, if I'm in trainings and let's just look at two different trainings. So, if I am in this training, you can see that it has only one video. So I've seen trainings which are only like 4 minutes long, and there can be video trainings which are much longer. So, for example, when we looked at this COVID-19 training, it is much longer, right? When we looked at the content of it.
Tanvi, I think that you're not audible to the audience. Um,
Okay.
can you
Like
just okay, I would request all the participants to join the call via their audio.
yes, that would be an issue.
So this option is going to be available on the left hand side of your screen where your mic is generally. You have to click that and say join via audio, and you should be able to hear everyone.
Can we start if you think that majority of the people have joined by audio? So just let me know whenever you want this one.
I think we can start once again. Can you please repeat this from the beginning, this question?
Yes, sure. So as we were talking about the duration of the training, so if I'm in trainings, so the duration of the training is going to be different, right? So if you look at this training, it has only one video. So that's why in the beginning I said that do look at the curriculum before you join the training, so that you have some idea about what it entails. Similarly, like when I was looking at this COVID-19 training, we did see that it had a lot of content. There are many videos, many presentations, many documents. So it might be a longer training. It totally depends on the kind of training that you're taking.
All right, Kanvi, we have a few more questions right now. Can you show how to, get onto the Google Classroom, how to basically share the link on Google Classroom once again?
Sure, I can do that. I would also like to suggest that Google Classroom might seem a little difficult at this point. Planning if you are just learning it in this class, but we do have one proper class schedule which is tomorrow, in which we'll be teaching Google Classroom entirely from scratch, and feel free to join that, and I'm sure it will help you. So let me teach you. So basically, let's say if I want to share this training, and the rule for sharing everything, it's the same, so don't worry about that. So if I click on share, as you can see, the link has been copied. I can again click on copy link if I just want to be sure. And over here, let me do it again. So I've just opened a new tab, and I'm going to write classroom.google.com and enter. Now, as you can see, these are the classes that I teach. So if I want to share this training with whosoever, let's say I want to share it with these people. So over here, I can see the classwork tab. So I'll just click on classwork. Then I can just create material. I can put training video and I can click on add, click on link, and over here right click and paste and add link. And this is done. As you can see, the link is over here. If you want to write any description for the people to know, or for your students to know what this video is about, you can write that over there. And then I can also change some filters over here and then post. Yeah, so over here in the classwork, it appears as the training video. All the students will be able to see this now.
Thank you so much for that, Kanvi. Once again, we have a beginner Google Classroom class tomorrow. I have put the link of the classroom sign up in the chat box. Please feel free to log in whenever you have some time. Kanvi, we are done with all the questions for now. I think you can proceed with your next section.
So we are almost towards the end of this class. So let me tell you a few things about your profile. So as I said in the beginning, that you can share all the details that you have entered about yourself, and you can do it in your mobile application as well. It's the same process. So you will see a profile tab in your mobile application. Just click on that. On my desktop, on my top right corner, I can see K written because that's my initial, and I'll click on profile. Now over here, I can see the district I am in, the state I am in. If I want to change that, I can just go and edit it and it's fine. I can change my name. I can change whatever I want. And similarly, if I want, I can add a mobile number. I can change my email ID and I can even edit these details. So if I want, I can change the board, medium, everything can be changed. Since I've not changed anything, so I'm not getting the option to submit it. If I want to change it to Hindi, I can do that. Just give me a second. If I close this and if I put Hindi over here, it also depends on your internet. Let me try to refresh it and try to change it again. If I try to do Hindi over here, it's not letting me change. Just give me a second. So I think we can create a tutorial on this later. At this point, I think because of my internet bandwidth also, I'm not able to change this right now. But you are allowed to change it. I have definitely done it in the past. Okay, so these are some of the things about the profile. And since I've not done any kind of training in this profile, so I'm not able to see any training over here. But as I showed you earlier, you will find all your trainings that you have attended over here as well. All right. Now moving on to the next part, which is about the QR codes. So over here, if you see, you can find an option of QR code. In your mobile application also, in the middle of it, you will see an option of scanning a QR code. Let me show you how this works. So in all the textbooks that you have, you will find this QR code written and you can just enter it here and submit and you will find content relevant to that chapter. Since because of this whole situation, I did not have a textbook with me, I was not able to try it out. Similarly, in your mobile phone also, what you can do is when you just click on your QR code button, it opens up the camera and you just have to scan it from your textbook and you will be able to see the relevant resources. Since I was not able to check this out for myself, if you guys face any challenges regarding that, you can write to us on info@teacherclass.org. Raisa will put that email ID in the chat window and you can reach out to us if you guys face any challenges regarding that. Let's move on to the next part, which is what I said that you can contribute to this platform also. So on your desktop version, you will see this icon at the bottom right of it. which is when you click on that, the Diksha Vani opens. So basically, it is a guide which helps you navigate through this platform. As you can see, if I write 1 over here, it will take me to how can you discover videos, schools, tests and worksheets, etc. Then similarly, there are other features. Let me show you how you can contribute to their platform very briefly. So over here, if you see 4 is basically for contributing to Diksha. So I'm just going to write 4 over here and send. So as you can see, they have given me another website where I can go and explore how can I contribute to the platform. I'm going to cover this very briefly as of now, but you guys can explore this platform further, and if you guys have any challenges, let us know. So basically how this works is that these are some of the open projects that they have for which they want teachers or anyone to create content. And they have a very specific timeline in which they want you to create content and all of that. And if you click on login, you will be able to see the open courses that are there. So let's just try it out. Since I want to enroll as an individual, so I'll just enroll as an individual and submit. Now, as you can see, they haven't put up any projects over here as of now. If you check it periodically, you might be able to find some projects which are available in which you can contribute. To learn more about exactly how this works, they have also put up a video over here. I just went back and you can watch this video to learn how exactly you can contribute to their platform. This brings me to some of the other things. So one question that I've heard from many teachers is that if they can use the content offline. So the thing is that over here, whatever I've taught, if you are able to download it, if you see the download option, then obviously it gets saved in your laptop and you can watch it whenever you want without internet also. Similarly, in your phone, whenever you watch something completely, it will automatically go to your download section. After that, even if your internet is off, on your mobile phone in the Diksha app, you will be able to see that content again. So just make sure that if there's something that you would like to watch later, you will have to watch it completely. You will have to just get it loaded completely so that it gets saved offline as well. So this is it from my end. I'm going to pause over here, and if you guys have any questions, I'll be very glad to answer them.
Thank you so much, Kanvi. That was great. We have just one question, and I really urge everyone to keep posting more and more questions. This is the time we are going to take all the questions. The one question, actually it's not a question, it is basically a request. Can you show Diksha Vani once again? How do you access Diksha Vani?
Diksha Vani, okay, sure. So I'm just on my homepage. This is on the desktop version. I did not find it on the mobile application. So on the desktop version, at the bottom right, you will be able to see this symbol, which is, I think it is a pen's nib kind of a thing or a message kind of a symbol. So when you just click on that, you will be able to open Diksha Vani. Now they have set up everything that you will need. They have put up which number to write to get what. So if you have any other Diksha queries, which is the 5th option, so you can just write 5 and they'll tell you what to do. So if they don't have any answer to that, then you just have to go back. I can go to 0 and get the menu back. If I want to learn more about quizzes, I'll just write 2 and they will help me do that. I have gotten the steps over here and I can do that. Yeah.
I hope that helps. We don't have any questions at this moment, Kanvi, but just one update that one of our teachers shared regarding the project, that the last date is already over. It's showing 19th May. Would you, I think this is regarding Vidyadan.
Yeah. So like I said that even when I went to that platform to look at the projects, there were none. So in my opinion, they must have put that on hold, and they might not be taking projects from people. So that's it. I think if you keep checking it periodically, you might be able to find something, and after they have updated it. I think so I just saw one question in the chat box that was if they have content for Hindi and Marathi. I think there was. So I think if I understand the question clearly, you can definitely in the platform you can change the medium of the entire thing. So if you, I can just show it once again. Just give me a second. I can show. So yeah, so over here, if you want, you can just put the medium to whatever you want. So if you want it in Hindi, you can find Hindi content and you can change the board accordingly. Similarly, one more thing is that you can change the language of the website also if you're not comfortable with it. But it doesn't change a lot of things, but still you can try that out. So when you make it Hindi, so these are some of the things which have become Hindi, like the search option, the but the names of the content areas, they will still remain English. As far as they could change, they have changed, but you can definitely try to do that if Hindi makes you more comfortable.